All right, you guys, we are live on air to talk about TCEA 2018, and we have some awesome stuff for you guys. Hopefully, we're going to have some people joining us live and get some good questions, but we're ready to learn something from each other either way. And maybe you're tuning in tomorrow morning, and that's great too, because we've got some awesome stuff. So let me go ahead and flip over and give you guys the link to what we're looking at tonight. So I'm going to share my screen so you can see this link. And if you're joining us, you can go ahead and go to that link right now. And Brooke, you're going to talk first. So Carrie, would you put that link? Do you have the YouTube window pulled up? Can you put that link in our YouTube chat? Because Sharon and Efren are there. Hey, you guys, thanks for joining us tonight. So it's fried.tech/taco bout dash TCEA, all caps 18. And so that will get you guys into the agenda that we're using tonight. And you'll be able to see the links to all of the great stuff that we found at TCEA that we're going to be talking about tonight. And actually, I will switch over to Brooke right now, who's going to start us off. The way this is going to be structured, you guys, is we're going to talk about 2 to 3 different topics each. So we've each thought through what is a tool, a trick, and a trend that we learned about this year at TCEA. So we wanted to give ourselves some kind of a structure. You know, there's so much that goes on, but a tool, a tip, and a trend. So we're going to be addressing these, and we would also love to hear what you guys have to say. And Allison, I just saw you join. Thanks for coming tonight too. And you guys remember, if you have questions or, you know, you want to pitch in something, please do that on the YouTube channel, and we would love to hear from you and have some live feedback. All right, Brooke, I am switching over to you, and I think you're going to start talking about Yell Key, which I'm excited to hear about, and I heard so many people talking about it at TCEA this year.
Yeah, well, hey, everybody. I'm glad you guys could join us tonight. And Efren, I have to tell you before we get started that Efren gave me a tip this year in my session that he told me I needed to make sure that I had something for my audience to know that I had hidden in a hyperlink in my presentation. So I'm giving you a shout out, Efren, that you were my #1 participant, and I really appreciated that tip. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go over and share with you guys my screen. Make sure everybody can see that. You guys good? Everybody see that? My friends, my fried friends. Okay, awesome. Yeah. So Yell Key is something that I had never seen before, and I thought it was really interesting. So we use goo.gl shortener and bit.ly and tinyurl, but this Yell Key is has a little more simplicity to it, and it also expires. So for an example, here is a presentation I have. If I copy this URL here, and I put it over into Yell Key, and then I can say this is going to expire in 24 hours. And I can do generate Yell Key. It's going to automatically, it's going to give me a new URL. So if you went to www.yellkey.com, subject, very appropriate, that would let you go to this URL. But in 24 hours, that's no longer going to go to my URL. So it's kind of a different spin on things too, that it has an expiration. And I was curious to see if it would stay forever, but I guess those words were probably going back into some kind of bank. So I'm curious to see in 2 days what yellkey.com subject takes me to, if I could go there and look at it. So, and another thing that this has really blown our minds for a few days, especially since we got back from TCA, is we work all the time on doing the forced copy, especially when we're not using Google Classroom and we want everyone to get a copy of the presentation or the doc that we're using. So this is a little trick. The first thing you have to do is click on share and set up your permissions that anyone with the link can view. Then go to save and done. And now I'm going to edit my URL here. So if I go all the way to the end, I'm going to take out this last part, all the way edit and my slide ID. I'm going to type in template slash preview. And now when I take this URL into a new window, because I'm going to use one of my shorteners, and I like to make sure it's all clean and all there. Now when I give this shortened URL to my audience, they'll be able to click on use template and preview what's going on and what's going to be in their drive. So no longer does it look like an error page. That kind of was always the biggest thing I got. No, it's not working. I'm like, no, you have to click on make a copy in my drive. So now they can click use template. It makes a copy into their Google Drive. And it also no longer will say copy of the name of your session. It will be the actual title you gave it.
Is anybody else as excited about that as I was?
Super useful, Rook. I love that.
It's really awesome. And I know that some that are on the chat right now and other people were in the Google room when we broke the Google link that day because we were all doing the forced copy. So I tried this last week with about 30 people in the room and they had no problems. So I'm wondering if it's also going to be a little bit easier to use than the forced copy link, which is really exciting. Okay, and my last thing to talk about with you guys is definitely to think about graphics. So I know I'm trying to stop my screen share. I know for a fact that a lot of are you guys seeing me?
Yes.
Okay. So I just wanted to talk about graphics for a minute. I know at TCEA this year, I got a really good response to some of the graphic things that we were putting out there and talking about Google Draw. And the truth is that our students, they like things that are visually appealing. Yeah. So there's a big push right now on using graphics that catch their attention. I saw more sessions about Google Draw this year using Canva, infographics, custom avatars. And I really feel that even if you are not a super duper graphic person, your students are, and they can teach you. So start implementing some of the tools that are in your classroom and letting them play with those graphics.
I think that's huge because in my technology classes, the kids want to create something like that for everything. So, and it's just natural to them.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, we have a 4-year-old in our life, and I'm constantly by her expectations of things being beautiful and how she responds to things. Like, I don't think I had that expectation when I was 4. I don't think the world was as design kind of centric as it is now, but we got some new furniture in our living room not that long ago, and she came into the house and spun around in the middle of the living room floor and said, "Oh, Mamie, this is so beautiful." And I just thought, I don't think I would have had that sense when I was that age, but this is a thing that's happening. I love that that's your trend, Brooke. It's definitely happening.
Well, I mean, you see it everywhere. You see it on Instagram filters. They changed the font recently and added more ways to add font on Instagram. There's now an option that you can post on your story with just words. It's not even about the picture anymore. So our kids are really, this is what they're into. If you'll look at billboards, they've changed. And I'm going to share on Twitter a really cool infographic that I found the other day about what the visual graphic trends of 2018 are going to be. So I'll make sure to put that on our Twitter page for everyone so you guys can kind of see what the trends that are coming back. I was surprised that they said some of the 80s fonts are going to be a big thing, and gradients.
Really? Gradients are going to be back.
Gradients are coming back. I'm excited. Let's do it.
Brooke, you really need to read Lisa Johnson's book. I wish I could recall the title of it right now, and maybe somebody will put it in the chat, but I reviewed that book for her, and you're going to go crazy for that book. She really talks about this topic. It's design in education and design for, like teachers and in teaching. It's exactly what we're talking about right now. So that's really exciting. All right. Well, Carrie, I am switching over to you and take us on a tour of LunaPic. I have not heard about this at all. This is my first introduction to it.
Okay. Well, I actually had a kiddo this week use LunaPic, and I was so proud of myself that I remembered it from TCEA. So we use the Adobe suite in one of my classes. And when they created this awesome drawing, it had the white background. And they're like, I want it transparent. And I was like, hold on, I know the website. So all you do is I just inserted this beautiful Carl right here. And I'm going to go to, it's so funny how these things happen. Let me go back. Oh, I messed up. Hold on. But I can easily transform this background to transparent by just clicking right here. And I already did it earlier, but it's easy to figure out, guys. But I know often I'll find something online I want to use or I want to tweak, but then it doesn't have a transparent background. And so I feel like I have to like give up. This automatically changes it to transparent for you by just clicking on the area you want to make transparent. So it's a big time saver.
That's amazing.
That is pretty neat.
So Brooke taught me that one.
I use Photoshop to do that, but it's not that easy.
Well, I figured the kids don't have Photoshop at home, but they have access to the internet at home. So why not give them a tool they can quickly use at home?
That is a great
and another thing to add with that, I looked over at the chat, so Carrie may have mentioned this, but did you slide the the transparency? So that helps too if it didn't get all of the background out. If you'll notice on her Carl, if she moves it up, the white tries to come back. And so it kind of helps you get to where exactly around your image and changes that transparency too before you download it.
Wow, I like that. I usually have to go put it in Smartboard and then do the transparency app there.
Yes.
So this is easier.
Yes. Yay. All right. And then another one I love, of course, is everyone loves GIFs or GIFs. I don't know how you say it, whatever. But you can use Google Slides. And I found this awesome peacock icon online. And I just made sequential slides, kind of like a digital flip book. So who doesn't love a flip book, right? And I just made my peacock a little bit bigger, and then I put my name underneath it. But you can turn this into a GIF by going to talltweets.com. And all you do is you upload your presentation in there. You put how big you want it, and then you can pick how many seconds you want in between your slides, and look what it makes. This awesome.
That is so cool.
So my students are actually doing this next week because I'm in love with it. And who doesn't make a GIF, you know?
I can see my third graders liking that.
Yeah, they are going to go crazy for that.
So that's a pretty cool one. And I also learned that from Brooke. I'm just sharing everything I learned from Brooke at TCEA. So
I love it.
She doesn't look upset, really.
No, I love it.
She's not paying me, I promise.
I was going to say,
But that also brings up to my trend, and that's app smashing. And I think teachers smash apps naturally, and we just don't call it that. But how often do you like take something that you built in one program and then throw it into another program and then throw it into another program? I mean, my Tall Tweets example is a perfect example of that. I went into Google Slides and just made a quick presentation and then uploaded it into Tall Tweets, and then I put it on Twitter. So I actually smashed 3 different apps. I think that's going to continue to be a big trend because teachers see one part of one program they really like, and then they dump it into another one to make it even better. And then from there, they make it even better. I know when I post stuff on social media, at first I'm taking a picture, then I'm tweaking it with different filters on different apps, and then I'm putting it into the social media. So app smashing, I think, is just going to continue to happen more and more and more. And I think more websites you get onto, I notice it always says log in with Google. And so there are actually many more websites are allowing you to grab stuff from your drive and edit from there with just one click of log in with Google. So everybody's smashing, and I think everybody's going to keep smashing from here on out.
That's awesome. Thanks, Carrie. Love all of those. And Brooke doesn't tell me anything, so, you know, I didn't know most of that stuff, but that's okay.
So
really all right.
I've talked about this for a couple days now. And I'm coming to the term that I may know things that others don't know, and I will start sharing more.
Yeah, I think you should maybe think about that at least a little bit. You know,
I'm going to.
I went to one of her sessions at the conference we did at Lake Travis, and I'm like 5 times I was like, we work together every day, and she didn't tell me this stuff. I have to go to a session at a conference while Carrie did mine in order to learn something new. So anyway, it's all right. I'll get over it.
It's okay. She's now going to have like spam emails every day.
Yep.
Did you know this?
I expect
Did
those.
you know this?
I live for those emails. And I will not be that person who says, yes, I already knew that, because I hate it when I get really excited about something and I tell people and they're all like, yeah, we knew that for a long time. Like, where have you been? You know, you don't have to be like that. You can just pretend you didn't know and be happy with me. And it's okay too. All right, Melissa, I got to introduce you to everyone because people may not have met you before. But Melissa, I know I have bragged about you all week at TCEA and told everybody about being in your classroom and meeting your kids and how they were doing academic work that, 2 days before Christmas when I was there with a stranger in the room. And it just blew me away. And so I'm so excited for you to be here and to share the cool stuff that you probably learned from Brooke too.
Yes, I did. And you. And you.
Okay. Thanks, Melissa. Thanks. Appreciate it. So here is Melissa Somerford. And Melissa, tell everybody what you do real quick too before you start.
Well, I teach third grade at Bear Branch Elementary. I've been in Magnolia ISD for about 14 years, and I absolutely love what I do. So if I'm not having fun with the lessons, then how are the kids going to have fun? So when I design my lessons, I make sure that they're going to be engaging, and I'm going to have fun with it.
Well, it looks like a lot of fun, and your kids really are having a good time learning. And I just keep telling everybody this. I was so impressed when I was in your room and I was talking to the kids. You teach math, and I was talking to the kids about their math skills. And I was so amazed how many kids said, I'm so good at math. I'm really good at math. And I thought that's a world changer right there, to have your kids feeling that way. So
yeah, that's exactly that's my goal.
Well, you're doing it. You're doing it. So tell us about Google Draw.
Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and share my window. This right here. So I did go to Brooke's session and I went to yours. And, I've used Google Draw, to make some things, that I put on, maybe my e-portfolio or my website. But I never thought about how the kids could use it, So Brooke was showing me some things I could do as well as you. So I never thought about putting the directions on the side. So that was something new for me. So
I know, I love that idea.
Yes, that is a great, and I put all those crazy boxes so they couldn't delete it accidentally, like you were saying, those invisible boxes on there.
That's smart.
I was like, that is, whoever said, one of y'all taught me that. So I like that, so the kids couldn't erase the information. So as soon as
I haven't thought about that.
Yay! Yay! It's me. I told you that in my session where nothing worked. Right. That's from my session where nothing worked. And you know how you're up there and you kind of tap dancing and you're like, I'm going to find something that you guys don't know, and there's 250 people watching you and the internet doesn't work. That's when that brilliant little nugget came out.
So meaning when we got back, I created this. And so my kids, oh my gosh, they loved Google Draw. So we used this for Google Draw when we got back. And then I thought, I have some higher advanced kids. And so they just need a different way of showing, their learning. So today we were working on strip diagrams. So I had them create their own problem. And then we looked at the tools of how to embed the strip diagram. And so I just thought it's just neat because we're learning the content, but we're also learning the tech. So it's not just focused on the technology. It's doing both at the same time. And they just love this because now they can share this on their e-portfolios and share, and put with whoever's viewing it, So the kids.
That's so cool.
Really like that.
Yeah. So I want to just give you a high five right now. Like
I know, don't you? Like virtual high five. Well, I was watching you on Twitter today do this with your kids, and I saw that there is a car available for $2 and a truck available for $5. And now I see that there's a board game for $5. And I'm wondering, like, what garage sale do y'all shop at? Because these prices are amazing.
But they had fun. Like
she's not going to tell us where she shops.
Mayor, missing the point.
Sorry, Melissa. I like to entertain myself with my own jokes. It is awesome though. And I could tell your kids were so enthusiastic today working on this.
Yeah, they get excited when they are going to learn something new, because we sit around and we talk about goals. What do we want to do? And they all want to do blogs. They love making videos. So I said, hey, y'all want to learn about Google Draw? And they're like, yes. I was like, okay, so we're going to make some word problems based on our lesson. And they just take to it. I said, y'all help each other. So they go and help. I'm not, because when you teach technology to kids, sometimes it can be stressful, but these guys, they help each other. So I've taught them to go around and do that. And it's just like magic. It's like awesome to see. I love it.
It is. It is. It is. I saw it myself. It really is. It's amazing what you have going on in your room. There's no doubt about that. I can't wait to hear about this next one.
Okay, let's see.
Students can use a voice recorder extension.
Yes, and
Tell me what you're doing.
Okay, so Amy, you gave me this idea. Remember I was talking to you about the kids working with board games, and sometimes they were off task?
Yes, I remember that.
Okay, so I said, well, what can I use? And so when I went to TCEA, they gave me some ideas for Flipgrid, because I feel like it's all about reflection and how to record yourself now, because that's what kids like. They like to see themselves on video talking about their book or, what they're doing. And so I thought, well, how can I use this voice recorder with some of the Flipgrid ideas? So what I did, if you go to, there is this one right here. I go to the App Store, and I guess it's not showing, but this is
No, it is. We see it.
Oh, you could see it? Okay. Mm-hmm. So this is the voice recorder extension that my kids put on their in their Chrome. They add this, they record. I talked to them about recording like maybe a math problem, and they're talking about it. So they record it, put it on their drive, and then they share it with me. And then I can listen to it later. And I've started to put it on our classroom newsletter. And so not only I can hear it, but the parents can hear, and they can hear what's going on in class.
That is so cool.
That's cool.
I thought that was, but if you go to, there's a link on this for this site, but it's Flipgrid ideas, but it still works with this same concept. So I thought, oh my gosh, now I'm going to have all these ideas on how I can listen to kids' student engagement while they're playing a game, or maybe doing some of this math vocabulary. This just gives me tons of ideas for them to use.
This is awesome. And I wish I could remember, Brooke, I got this idea from a teacher at Summer Creek High School when we were over in Humble ISD. We did some PD with them this year because they've only been able to go to school half a day because of the flooding. Kingwood High School was flooded. It was just the first floor was destroyed, and so they have to share schools. And I was showing some teachers Screencastify because, like I stop strangers on the street and show them Screencastify. So when I've got teachers in a room, they have to hear about Screencastify. And
I want to laugh about that so hard.
I do, it's true. I do it.
I know.
And so I was talking to this teacher, and she was really like not into it at all. And then she stayed though late, and she said, I want my students to have these group discussions, but I don't know what they're talking about. Like, I can't listen to all of them at one time, and I want them to be in small groups. And I said, well, why don't you just, have them record themselves with Screencastify. So then when Melissa and I were talking, she said, I really have to change my instruction all the time because my kids they like to play board games. I've got all these board games. She said, I don't even take them out of the closet anymore because the kids won't do it anymore. They don't care about this. So that's how we got into the idea of, like everybody expects everything they do now to be recorded and broadcast and to be a part of a larger conversation. And so that's what she meant when she said that conversation we have. So that's so smart to use that voice recorder extension to do that. I bet they just are they're feeling so smart, aren't they?
Oh, they are, and they like it, and they're making it like into a game show now. You should, if you go into that link, you can hear some of the girls, like they've made it into a game show.
That is so cool. I got to go listen to them.
Yes,
That's amazing.
And then I have a podcast channel, so they're putting it on there too. So it's really.
I saw it. It looks super official. I mean, it looks real fancy. I'm so impressed with what they're doing. Okay, and that just leads us so well right into Flipgrid and the year of reflection. So tell us more about that.
Well, so I went to this site. Let me go back to sharing my screen. Flipgrid, our kids like doing that in the classroom too. So in my math class, I have posted some books. And so I'll do a flip grid over some books, some math books, and I'll point out some information within the book. And then my kids will read the math book, and then they'll find, say if the book's about multiplication, they'll find a multiplication where within the book. But I like this website that I found, well, that I learned. I actually learned it from these two ladies. If you attended these this session, these ladies were amazing.
Oh yeah, aren't they hilarious too?
Yes, their shirt said, "I forgot my password." I want one of the shirts.
I love that.
Yes, it was amazing. But that's where I found that link. So there's all your ideas too for Flipgrid, you know, or the voice recorder. I think it can be used in both situations. So those are the takes that I got from TCEA.
I love it. And I think you're right. I mean, this is a giant trend right now. And I love that you expanded it to the voice recordings, because it doesn't always have to be video. And I mean, I love that kids are feeling like they're making a game show or radio announcers or whatever, and they're being so thoughtful about what they say and how they say it. Because I mean, these are skills we all look what we're doing right now. I mean, this is what we're doing right now, and we're grown people, you know, like doing our job, and this is what we do. So they're tell them tomorrow, you know, I practice what you guys do every day last night when we were on YouTube, because it is pretty cool connection. All right, Tammy. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Melissa.
Oh, no, I tried to do, like, I was doing in small group, and I wanted them to see what I was doing for Google Draw. So I tried to do a hangout with them through their email. Man, we couldn't get it to work, but I thought it would be awesome if I'm right there and I'm showing them how to go with the, you know, the steps to make the document. But man, we weren't having any luck on that, but I'm still working.
Well, you need to let me hang out with your class one day. I want to try to teach them how to do something through a hangout. Yeah, that'd be fun. Let's do that. See if we can make it work. Hey, I can't teach grown-ups that way, but maybe children can do it. I have a lot. Brooke knows what I'm talking about. I have a lot more hope for the children. All right, Tammy, I was in South Lake Carroll ISD this week, and they taught me about this first tool you're going to talk about, and I'm so excited for you to share this with everybody because it just totally blew me away. So tell us about PDF Candy.
Okay, let me see if I can get this up. This is actually my first little hangout.
Well, you need to talk to Melissa's third graders, and they can, you know, like, teach you all the tips and tricks.
Okay, are you guys seeing the screen?
We see it.
All right, so this site is called PDF Candy. And I don't know if you guys have had as much trouble as we have in our school converting PDFs, getting people to fill them in, getting people to sign them. Anybody else have that issue?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's got that issue.
Yes, and we don't have the professional edition of Adobe, so we just do little geeky things like take it online and convert it and then download it. Well, I heard someone talking about this PDF Candy, and what I'd love for you to see is all of the different ways you can convert a PDF or another document to a PDF. Can you see all of those?
Yeah, it's so extensive.
It is, but look at the top. You don't even have to sign up to use it.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I love, because every time I bring something to my teachers, they'll go, oh, we have to sign up to see what it's like. And I totally understand that frustration. So this I found, you can even add a watermark. You can crop your PDFs. Look at this. You can change your TIFFs to PDFs. The list is endless.
That is so amazing.
So that's why they call it candy. It's like being in a candy store. So
I feel this feeling of being in a candy store right now.
I am so excited about this. And if you go across the top, it just drops down and tells you it's like a magical place for PDFs and other documents to be converted.
This is how you know that you met your people, when they say things like what Tammy just said.
Yeah.
You're
and
right.
I also now want her to do a Google Hangout with me and read me a children's book, because
yes. I mean, work for that. Yes, it's a magical place.
This magical place that you've taken to PDF Candy. I'm ready.
It is a magical place. And that comes from a place of being frustrated for years trying to fix PDFs for people.
It's amazing.
It is a magical place. I've got it bookmarked already.
Yeah, I can't wait to play. Yeah.
Okay, I'm so excited. Well, I'm going to have to move on from PDF Candy, although I want to hang here for a long time. But the next really cool thing I want to show you is, and you guys probably all know about Google Keep, and I'm going to say that with sort of tongue-in-cheek because I've presented Google Keep to so many teachers that don't know what it is. And so I don't know what you guys use Google Keep for, but I use it everything from my grocery lists to my TCEA notes to links I want to try. But here's the best thing about it. Can you still hear me?
Yes, yes. Okay. We're hanging on your every word, Tammy.
Okay, you're hanging. All right. So here's the deal. Have you ever tried to take a little clipping or a snapshot of a STAR release test and put it in a doc? And what is it when you put it in a doc?
A picture, right?
Yeah.
It's an image. Well,
a murky image.
This is so exciting. I took a picture of a STAR release test set of questions in Google Keep. So this is the picture. Can you see it?
Yep.
Murky and gray. And look what it did. The OCR, optical character recognition. I'm so excited I remembered that. I changed it.
You're on fire tonight, Tammy.
I'm on fire.
You are. You really are.
It changed it to text. So now I can put that in a document, and now I can change the order of my questions, the order of my answer choices. And so it becomes a workable text instead of this.
That is an amazing idea.
It is so magical. Now, it's not perfect, but guess what? When I get it in my document, then I can start tweaking it and moving things around and make it like I want it. But it's no longer an image, but actually editable text.
And you don't have to retype the whole thing.
Oh, my goodness.
And I have control over it.
What a great way to use that tool.
I know. It really, truly is. I have not thought even a single time of doing that. And yet, I don't even know how many test questions I've retyped in my life. I mean,
and put on the paper with Scotch tape because that works on the copy machine.
Yes.
So no more cutting and pasting. Okay, so here's the thing. I had to try it and I had to be very diligent. I had to do it like 3 or 4 times, but when it worked, it was so worth it.
Do you want to tell how you did it, Tammy, or do you want to just leave everybody in suspense about it?
No, yes, I will tell you. I had to use, you've got to use a mobile device.
Okay.
And so you open Google Keep in your mobile device, and on there it has add an image. I believe that's it. Yes.
It's a camera. It's a little picture of a camera.
It's a camera. So you actually take the picture, and then you go in, you wait this magical moment, and then you go to actually the Google Keep site, and it takes it a minute, and it like has this little magic wizardry stuff going on in the background, and then you come up with this at the bottom of the image.
I'm sensing a theme in Tammy's comments tonight, and I think the theme is magic. Magic. Yes. That's
it
the
is
theme.
magic because I love it when something makes my life easier or my teachers' lives easier.
Yes, that's a thing of beauty for sure.
So the other thing is, you know, those books that you don't have 10,000 copies of for your students to use?
Are you going to talk about stealing copyrighted material now, Tammy?
No,
is that the next bit of magic?
No, you might want to, you know, just get a paragraph, which is legal.
Oh, right. Good point.
and have your kids do some paraphrasing or summarizing or highlighting.
Yes, that is a great point. And you would not have to retype the whole thing.
No, you would not have to.
Even if you didn't take the whole thing, which you never would, because that would be a copyright violation.
No,
but
never.
Yeah.
Never.
Hey, Amy, I have a question for you.
What's that?
I know you have some videos created for your sessions about how to do that. Have we put any of that out on our YouTube channel or social media?
I don't think so, but we could. I made a video. Yes, we should do that.
People asking to see that in action, so I bet we could get that out real soon.
We can. We definitely can do that. As a matter of fact, maybe even like 5 minutes after this thing is over, we can have that out there. Yeah.
Just make sure you use the term magical.
Magical. Okay. It must be magical Google Keep trick.
That's right.
Okay. Tammy's magical Google Keep trick.
Tammy,
That's
they're
what
loving
it will.
you on the chat.
They are.
Oh, yay.
You.
I knew they would. I worked so hard on that for one teacher particularly, and she was like, "You are the bomb."
Yeah. Who said, Amy said, "I'm about to become the MVP of my campus."
Yes. Awesome.
That is
awesome.
Amy,
and you let them think it's your idea.
That's right. We will not take any credit for that.
No.
Okay, Tammy, tell us about what you think the trend is going to be this year in education.
Well, what I think it is any kind of video reflection. It's such a deep way of getting your kids to explain something. A multiple choice answer is great, but it doesn't actually let you see the process of how the kids are thinking through it. And sometimes just being able to explain it lets you see the understanding more so. So I really think it's anything that you can do video reflection with.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm with you on that. And I ask teachers this question all the time. And I always ask them to raise their hand. And all the people who are paying attention raise their hand. Just not everybody, but it's some people. And I always ask them, how many of you have ever taught a student who's better at speaking than they are at writing? And everybody's hand should go up because we all have, and in fact, it's most of your students. But then how often do we ever evaluate with any method other than written?
Right.
And it's been almost never. And part of it was because we didn't have the technology to do it. We didn't have the time, but now that's just not the case anymore with Flipgrid and all of the voice recording tools and Screencastify. And yeah, I totally am with you. This needs to be a trend this year.
You can also use Google Keep for recording.
Yes. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's a great idea because in your mobile app, there's going to be a microphone right down there at the bottom.
Oh.
And it transcribes.
That's how I take my notes on the way to school because I have to drive an hour to work. So I just get my Google Keep and I turn on the microphone and I just start adding stuff to my list.
And it's magical.
It's magical.
It's magical. And I know why you have to drive an hour to work. And that is because you are in the middle of nowhere. I mean,
you're right.
Like dead center in the middle of nowhere because I've been there.
You guys can all collaborate and meet each other. I'm like way in the north.
Yeah.
Like North Pole of Texas.
Yeah. You're in the North Pole of Texas. Santa's there and it's magical.
It's magical at the North Pole.
Well, magical's a little too excess for that.
Yeah, I don't know if
I just feel a graphic coming on for Tammy right now.
I'm seeing
it.
I think our Twitter name needs to change immediately.
Tammy's magical.
Yeah. Wizard Tammy.
Hey, Amy, I have to throw out one more thing real quick that goes with with Tammy's talking about video reflection and same with kind of the theme we've talked about videoing. I learned from Jason Bohack Recap this year. And it wasn't just the format of Recap that I thought was amazing. It honestly, he inspired me. And so I have to give him that shout out because I am very uncomfortable on video. And he made it so much fun and acted just crazy. And when I saw his students' responses to his video question, they just didn't care. They had already seen him kind of go throughout those boundaries and act kind of crazy. And it really inspired me to go more and just be a little crazy and not care so much about how polished it is. So
Yeah,
I'm excited about
that's a
Flipgrid and recap.
That's such a great tip for anybody who's thinking about doing video. I try to tell people that all the time. Like, nobody cares if you're making a major motion picture. I mean, look right now, like we're learning from each other and having a good time. And I mean, you just can't worry about that. It's got to be more about the learning than it does whether you're making some polished product. So,
And I'm in my pajamas.
I don't believe you.
That's how she rolls.
Maybe she is. I think it's possible she really is.
Magical pajamas.
Everything that has a unicorn and a rainbow on it from now on is going to Tammy. That's what's about to happen. All right, well, y'all, it's my turn, and you cannot take that away from me. I'm real excited about it. So, I want to tell you about 3 different things. I'm going to start out with the trick, even though I didn't put it first. And that's this. If you select some text and then you hold down Control and then you hold down Shift and then you press the greater than sign, which is also the period, that makes your text grow. And if you press the less than side, which is also the comma, that makes your text shrink. And that may seem like not a big deal to you, but this has been my life. To me and Brooke, it is. I mean, this was a big deal because this has been my life. I don't want it to be 14 points. I don't want it to be 12 points. I want it to be 13 points. So this is what I have been doing, is typing in 13 and, forcing it to that size. But so now my whole life has changed because I can use greater than and less than. And it was just like a total accident that I even figured it out. But
it's
mind-blowing.
It is. Magical. I totally agree with you. It was a magical moment for me. I think I might have even called Brooke on the phone. I can't remember.
It was pretty close to it. Yeah.
It's pretty big for me. I don't talk on the phone unless I have to, but so another thing that was equally magical to me, and I don't think I don't know if Melissa was there during a session where I did this. I might, because I was trying to say everything I knew in the session where the internet didn't work. So I might have said this then, but I don't think Tammy was there. So at least maybe she will think this is awesome. So this site is called Flat Icon. And now I use it for everything now, but not just because it's got all of these adorable icons. The reason why is because you can make these adorable icons look like whatever you want to. So let's say you want a trophy and you want to put it in your slides presentation, or you want to have it in a drawing or whatever, but you want this red color that's in the background of this trophy. Come on, don't fail me now, internet. You want the background of that to be your school color, right? Everybody been in this situation?
Yes.
Go ahead and say yes.
Yes.
Thank you. We've all been there.
Time.
Every day. So what you can do now is you go to Edit Icon, and it will let you select the color that you want to change. So then what you do is you go to your school's website. So I'm going to go to Carrie's district's website, and I'm going to use my color pick eyedropper to get a color off this page. So I'm assuming that red that's inside the LT is the Lake Travis red. Is that right, Carrie?
Go Knights.
They're probably real specific about this. So the color code is this, and it's a little bit different. You pretty much get run out of town. So, and I picked a bad one because it's already red. So let's pretend it's blue. So let's pretend that this is the school color that we're going for, and it needs to be this exact color blue. So now we've changed that, and now this other color next door needs to be a similar color blue, but it needs to be like a little bit lighter or darker so that it stands out. So now we can select that color, and now our trophy is on our school background colors instead of the red like it was a minute ago. So then we can download it. And I love this. This is the file type that like t-shirt printers use. So this is a scalable vector graphic, which means that it can get, I mean, you could put this on a billboard if you wanted to. It scales indefinitely. But most of the time I don't need it to be that big. So I can do the PNG 512. and I can download my image, and then I can put that image right into a document or a drawing or wherever I want it to be and have exactly the colors I want it to be.
It's so beautiful.
Cool.
I like that.
That's where my peacock came from earlier. So
it's amazing, isn't it? Like everything in the world could be friEdTechnology pink if you just try.
As soon as I heard about this, I emailed my whole school. It's like, you got to look at this.
Oh, I must have said it in the tap dancing session then, because I was saving that. I was saving that for another session, but like I said, I just start saying everything. I try to say everything I know all at once when the internet goes down. So that's what happened. So that's super exciting to me. I'm glad y'all like that and are using it too. You don't have to pay for this. It does have some icons that they don't give you unless you pay. And I pay because I love it so much. I don't want it to go away, so I want to support it. But like this one that's got the hash marks over it, that's a paid one. So if you don't pay, though, you can still get all the rest of these. The only thing they ask is that you attribute to the author. And when you download it, it's going to download with a folder for you that gives you the author attribution information. So it's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's just really an amazing site. You can also, if you use these black and white ones, like this computer right here that's just the two colors, if you use those, you can change the colors of all of the icons that are in your tray at the same time, as long as they're all just the two color type of icons, like all these that are on the screen right now. Anyway.
Yeah, that's amazing. I did not know you could do all of them at one time.
Yes, I know.
I don't know why you haven't shared that with me. We work together every day.
Listen, don't start with me. You're the one who's been holding back. I already said everything I knew in the one session. So if you weren't there, that's really your fault. It's not my fault.
Oh, goodness.
I've said it all. And people did keep emailing me about that session. Like, you were talking about this. And I was like, yeah, because I talked about everything because I couldn't make the internet work. So you don't know what the link is and you don't know how to do it because all I did was talk about it because I couldn't do anything else. But anyway, it was real fun. I'm sure you can tell. So we've all said, I mean, almost every one of us have said something about video. So Tammy said video feedback. Melissa said reflections. She talked about Flipgrid video. Carrie said app smashing. So she's just totally on a different planet, which is just, that's kind of like Carrie, but video. And I think this too. I said it already and it's really true. Like I almost literally stopped people on the street to talk about Screencastify. When I realized really that it was so powerful was when we were doing a thing at TEPSA, so for the Texas Elementary School principals, and it was assistant principals. They were from all over the state. We were there with Google and we were talking about, you know, obviously Google stuff. And we had this whole giant presentation plan for them. We didn't know what things they were going to like. I think we let them vote on what topics they wanted. And so we were just going through like showing just a really brief overview of the different topics that we had prepared for them. And I showed them Screencastify. And I don't, after we did that, I don't think we did anything else the whole time we were with these people because they were so excited about the ability to communicate with video. Because I don't know if other people are noticing this or not, but like if you put something long on Facebook, no one reads it. And if you send it via email, no one reads it. And it's really frustrating, but people just they don't read anymore. If it's more than a couple of sentences, they just won't do it. And it's adults. I mean, we complain about kids not reading, but adults won't do it either. So we have to find a new, better way to communicate, and video's it. And now anyone can do it, but you have to get over two things. You have to get over listening to yourself. And I don't watch my own videos, so this isn't a problem for me. Sometimes other people play my videos and I'm like, turn it off. I can't stand it. But just don't watch your own videos. And you have to get over looking at yourself on camera. But I had this momentous realization the other day. So if you're a teacher, most of the time you are standing up, right? So your kids are looking at you from down below like this, aren't they?
All the time.
all the time, your whole career, they're looking at you from the worst possible angle.
10 years of my life.
Right? And so we're all like up here, we all got our cell phones out and we're like, I'm gonna take a picture, you know, up here. Well, you don't get to do that when you're a teacher. They're always down here. So just think, I mean, if you think you look bad in that video, I mean, in real life, it's probably a lot worse.
Those facial expressions that you just made there really made me feel bad about my life.
I mean, really, like, we're all like, God, I hate looking at myself on video. Well, listen, we're all looking at you every day and we're just fine. So
now I'm wondering what was out there on Snapchat and Instagram I didn't see.
Right? Because your kids are down there like,
oh my gosh, I'm
sorry today.
sitting on the floor tomorrow with my kids. Where I'm sitting on.
Yeah. Now you're on the floor. You're going to make them sit at those high tables, right? Yeah. But I mean, it's time. We got to get over ourselves. Nobody cares, you know, like it's all going to be fine. Like wear more makeup or something. That's what I do. It's because we've got to use video. We have to. Like next time you're making those sub plans for 3 hours, just stop doing that and make a video instead. Because it's not worth your time. It's not worth your vanity to spend 3 hours making sub plans when you could just make a recording. Like that's when you're going to get over it. When it's 10 o'clock at night and you really want to go to bed, you're just going to be like, forget it. I'm just going to make the recording. So that's why it's going to be video this year, because 1, people will watch it and listen to it. And 2, it's going to save you time. So it's going to happen.
So real quick, Sharon McMichael, our friend over there, she wanted to know, do you pay a flat fee for flat icon or is it per icon?
No, it's a flat fee. It's a yearly. I bought a yearly subscription, although I bet you can buy it by month too, but I paid for it for the whole year. But I mean, really, I used it for a long time without paying anything at all. And I just, you know, put where the icon came from. So that didn't really trouble me a lot. I just wanted to help the site stay alive, you know, because I know if nobody pays for it, it can't really stay there.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's really, I mean, if you're an educator, I wouldn't even pay for it. I'd use it for free. I feel like the world owes you that as an educator. We owe you some flat icons because it's a really hard job. So, and Sharon is a president. She's official president of the Fried fan club.
She is.
Yeah. She even has a button and a t-shirt. And I mean, it's for real.
I mean, her t-shirt.
I think she's a crown next.
Yeah,
she needs a crown.
Goodness, a crown. I'm on it. Sharon, be ready next year at TCEA.
It's happening,
Sharon, you're getting a crown.
I mean, her t-shirts are already fancier than ours.
Yes, they are.
So
they really are. She's got blinged up and everything. It's amazing. Well, did we get any questions, y'all, who have been looking at the chat?
I think we've answered them as we went along.
Jason likes my more makeup tip. I just saw it.
It's pretty hysterical.
He's into it. Yeah.
They take him down to the Mac bar.
Yes, yes. All right. Well, I don't know if we have any more tips or tricks for you guys, but I hope that you will put those tips and tricks that you have into the document. You can see you have comment rights in there, and I'm going to go back to it for a second before we go off air, just in case for some reason you did not get that yet, and I just didn't follow my own directions and share my window. But now I did. So there's that document. It's got all these awesome links that we talked about tonight. I will put a link to the video that shows you how to do the tip Tammy shared, the magical, beautiful, take a picture of text and turn it into actual text instead of a picture of text. So we have that video made already, and I'll put it in this document first. So if you're already here, you will see that first. And then we'll try to get that out on our channels and everything very soon also. So thanks you guys for joining in tonight, and especially all of y'all who joined in live. Did you have a good time? Was it as stressful as you thought it was going to be?
It was fun. Oh, you're talking to us?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
It was fun. And you know what? You guys' ages just took my age down by about 30 years here.
What do you mean?
Because y'all are so young and I'm not.
I don't think
like
She's trying to find the middle ground. She's averaging all our ages together.
I don't think she knows how old I am.
Median age.
You're not very much older than me, lady. Like, don't try to pull the senior card out yet, okay? I don't think you have one of those. We're not getting any movies free anytime soon or anything. Well, thanks you guys so much for joining in and making it a really fun evening, and for just tons of great learning like it always is when we get together. So you guys have a great evening, and if you have an idea for the next Taco Bout, let us know. We'll probably do one more before school's out. And so let us know what your ideas are, or what you want to, maybe you want to join in and talk about something with us, then let us know what it is. And, we just might do that. So, all right. See you all next time.
Thanks, guys.
See you, friends.
Have a good evening.
Bye.